But I think it is this way of women kind of wanting to put a label on something because it feels like more serious than maybe it is, or maybe the guy thinks it is.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. And I think
So we're done then. No.
but I think, like, we all need to grow up a bit. Like,
Yeah.
either you like it, you don't like it. And maybe, if you're in a situationship, have a conversation. Do you see this going long term? I don't know. I'm surely you can get those words out of your mouth. And if the other person isn't interested and then you don't want, so say goodbye and that's it.
The problem is like when you invest so much time into
Yes,
something
I know.
and you don't have a label on it, and you're worried that if you bring that potential of like, what are we, what's going on, do you want to take things more serious, you're like worried that you're pushing that person away.
Yes, I know, but this, from my point of view, from my Gen X point of view, if you're worried,
Yeah.
why are you with this person?
Right.
It makes absolutely no sense. I understand. So, okay, let's get into it. Right.
It's like, get on the roller coaster. Let's go.
If you're at the beginning and you're dating and having fun and blah, 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 let's say you're a few months in.
Mhm.
I know a lot of women who are literally a little bit psychotic, and they're like already talking about children and their house and how many cars and whatever after date 2. Clearly, there is a time frame for this, and obviously if you're like a month or 2 months in, it's not very long period of time. However, if you really like each other, you do get a sense that this is going somewhere, right? Quite quickly. And so if it isn't, then you should have a conversation, but you don't have to have a like psycho conversation, like, I want 5 children, are you ready, kind of thing. You can have a kind of conversation to see where that person's thought process is. But the other thing is just the way they are with you. Are they attentive when you, like, let's say you make plans? Do they make the plans? Do they always turn up? Do they cancel on? I mean, come on, you can tell whether somebody's into you, right?
Yes.
And if you just, are there because you're so scared, which I think is what happens, that if you let that situationship go, there's going to be nothing else. Go with the nothing else, because it's not worth it. And then the other thing, and I've said this a million times, if you stay in these situations, you will not meet somebody else.
Right.
Because you're with this situationship, having dinner or whatever you're doing with this person, having sex, whatever you're doing, means you are not out there in the real world, IRL, meeting a real person, other people.
Yeah, you're putting all that emotional energy.
Yeah, you are with that situationship person who's never going to give you anything, male or female, doesn't matter which side of this it is. If you want something more, you can tell very quickly whether this person is going to sort of get there.
Yeah.
I completely understand that 2 months in, you should not be talking about, buying houses and children and being a nutcase about it, right? But you can tell whether this is going somewhere.
Well, what's so funny?
So let it go.
I love what you're saying is that, like, you literally can tell if someone's invested. Like, that is obvious. You can tell if someone is showing up, is planning the dates, is excited about seeing you. You should be able to tell that.
Particularly men.
Yes.
If men love women, and hopefully our people will agree with me. If men really love women and they're really into the woman, they will do anything.
Yeah.
They will be like, I have a presentation at 6:00 in the morning and I have to drive 3 hours. They will not give a shit. They will want to see that woman.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm going to see you. I'm going to get 2 hours sleep. They won't care.
Yeah.
They will not make any excuses that say they don't have money. They'll go borrow money. They'll do whatever they have to do to see this woman that they're completely
infatuated with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They'll do anything. So there's a clue, ladies. If they won't do it or they cancel, they're like, like you've broken down on the side of the road in your car, right?
Yeah.
And you call your situationship and he says, sorry, I'm busy.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah.
I mean, right? He will do anything for you. Thanks so much for listening. Please rate and review this podcast and follow us on social at Sharing My Truth Pod, and leave us a voicemail on our website, sharingmytruth.com, to share your stories and experiences with us. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.